Hey folks, welcome to another one of my brews and reviews with Millrod. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Tonight the brew is Rangai's Truth, made in Cincinnati. Very good IPA if you're into IPAs. Tonight we went and saw Minions and Monsters, and let me tell you guys, what do you even say? Most of these reviews, I start the review with some kind of, message or some kind of thing for you to think about as we go through a common theme for the episode. Today, I really don't have that for you. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter. Minions and Monsters is such a fun movie. I wasn't sure what to expect. People had said that it was, I'd heard folks praise it. It's gotten some good reviews, and so I was looking forward to seeing it. And I'll tell you what, it honestly, it's one of those quote unquote kids movies that really the whole family can go watch. This movie is packed full of the cute, funny minion moments that'll make the kids laugh like you want them to. But it also is chocked full of references, adult references, that probably will go over the kids' heads, but that you, if you're an adult watching this, will find hilarious. There are plenty of references to old cinema. The movie revolves around these two minions who supposedly helped to create the movie scene and cinema Hollywood scene that we have today. And the movie kicks off right away by providing a bunch of references to old movies like E.T. and to George Lucas films. In fact, I looked on IMDb to see, and it looks like George Lucas does voice himself in this. He has one little scene, which is really cool. So the movie is just so charming. I felt that the first act of this movie, if we're going to talk about it from a critical perspective, the first act of this movie to me is the best. When they're introducing the minions they're going out, and their goal, as we know with the minions, is to find a leader, an evil leader that they can be with. So they're trying to do this. They're trying to find different people. They find different leaders, and they all fail. And it's just funny to see each one of these leaders end up, in some cases dying in a weird way, which again was kind of odd for a Minions movie, but and it's even odd to say it's funny, but there were, funny moments throughout the first act of this movie as these minions are trying to find their evil leader. And so I like the first act of the movie the best. That's where we got some of these old movie references. It's where we got the minions kind of being funny, trying to find their place in the world. And then we get into the second act as this pair of minions, or trio of minions really, decides to focus on making a movie. And they choose to make a movie about monsters. And so they need to find monsters. And so the second act of the movie is all about these little minions trying to get the big scary monsters to make this cool movie that they want to make. This is where I thought the movie kind of got a little bit boring at times if you're an adult. A lot of the adult references are in kind of the first act of this movie. And so once you hit the second act, it becomes very much more of a kid's movie as these minions try to go find these monsters. There's also a character, I think his name was Dort, who's this crazy robot that the rest of the minions try to follow. I thought his side story was a little weak. Every time that they went back to that part of the story and away from the group of minions who were trying to make the movie, I kind of thought, man, I just kind of want to follow the story of the minions making the movie. And so that part of the movie was a little odd for me as an adult, but I'm sure as a kid, you would have liked this robot guy who was just ridiculous and has a roommate and just lives in town and says he's going to take over the human race. And I mean, it was charming enough, but I thought it was kind of the weakest part of the movie. And then we move into the third act as they try to make the movie, and the big twist of it comes, which I won't spoil, with regards to the monsters. But what can you say? What can you say about a Minions movie? This Minions movie definitely kept me engaged. It kept me laughing. There were jokes the whole time. There were just little minion-y things that happened. There's a scene where they flick a guy's sock and they go, whoop, whoop. It's just things like that you just can't help but laugh. And if you take your kids to this, they're going to love it. They're going to find it hilarious. You're going to sit there and hear references. You'll think of me saying, that there are adult references in this that'll go over the kids' heads that you will find funny too. And so I don't want to belabor the point too much on this Minions and Monsters movie, but just know that what it is, though, is a movie that an adult can enjoy as well as a kid. You won't go into this movie as an adult and hate your entire time being there, right? You will like it just like the kids will like it, but for different reasons. As we go into scoring this movie, of course it's a kids movie. It's hard for me to score it like as high as I could. There's also that Dort sequence that with the robot that I kind of thought detracted from the main line of the story. But again, still one of the best kids movies for adults that I've ever seen. Let me just remind you of my scoring system for these movies. Once again, 5 is I'm going to see it again. 4 is I want to see it later. It's a good movie. 3 is average. 2, not my cup of tea. 1 is a bad movie. And 0 is what even did we make here? And so for Minions and Monsters, because of its charm, because of its adult references and adult jokes, and its ability for the Minions to charm kids that watch the movie as well, this movie is getting a 4 out of 5 good on my scale. So I hope you go out and see Minions and Monsters over this kind of 4th of July weekend, so to speak. And if you don't go this weekend, go see it again. Take the kids. You'll enjoy it. The kids will enjoy it. And have fun trying to interpret the minionese, as we say. This is Millrod with another Brews and Reviews. Once again, Rheingeist, since he made, let's go to this side, is the brew for the night. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy the movie.